Overview. What is it? Jaguar's long-awaited and much-hyped F-Type. It launched in 2013 as this convertible, with a coupe following in 2014. Both unashamedly nod to the E-Type that has defined Jaguar's history and regularly tops greatest British car ever lists. While probably not as beautiful and certainly not as significant, the F-Type is categorically a better car. At least in objective terms. Jaguar Land Rover's continued model development means the F-Type has gained technology, engines and styling tweaks throughout its life so far. All the better for keeping it relevant as Porsche evolves its Boxster and 911 ranges. Clearly the car's Jag has in the center of its crosshair. The result is a dizzying array of models. As we write, there are 3 different engines offering 6 different power outputs, while some models offer a choice of a 6-speed manual or 8-speed automatic gearboxes, others letting you select an all-wheel drive system instead of standard rear-wheel drive. New for 2017 is a 296 bhp 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine, as Jag succumbs to downsizing like everyone else. It's a direct rival for the Porsche 718 Boxster. Above that you've 3 supercharged V6s, offering between 335 and 395 bhp, and a pair of supercharged V8s. There's the R, with 542 bhp, and the SVR, with 567 bhp, and a 200 miles per hour top speed if you go for the coupe. The convertible offers 5 miles per hour less, but gives you greater access to one of the most ludicrous soundtracks on sale. We'd swear this much volume from a road car is illegal. So, everything from a Boxster S to a 911 Turbo is considered an rival. How successfully you'll find out next. Driving. What is it like on the road? Jaguar F-Type convertible front quarter. With the V8, the power dominates the driving experience as you calculate how much of it the car will let you use before A. The traction control cuts in or B. It spits you forcefully into the scenery because you've turned it off. It can be a handful in a way that not many cars are these days. Thank goodness the R now comes with UD. Having the front axle helping out makes this, and the monstrously powerful SVR, unfathomably drivable. If you have the outlay, it starts at £96,000, and our UD is probably the pick of the whole range. Of the V6s, the more powerful, 375 bhp V6S is the one to have. As well as more power than the base V6, it comes with active dampers and a mechanical limited slip diff. The noise it makes is tremendous, if a bit contrived, and the whole car has a sense of humor that you'll struggle to resist. Picking this engine also gives you the most versatility, as it's the only F-Type to offer all possible combinations of manual or auto and rear all-wheel drive transmissions. Much as we're purists, we suspect an auto is the one that would fit into our lives best. but a supercharged RWD manual Jag Roadster has undeniable appeal, especially when it's sub-pound 70k. And then there's the new 4-cylinder. It takes the F-Type range below pounds 50k if you go for the coupe, and no doubt brings both hard and soft top FS onto some company car lists for the first time. If the sums make this one the most appealing, then what a car to have among a bunch of more sensible choices. To drive, it's objectively the best F-Type of all. A bit less power makes it a car you can drive far harder, far more of the time. Unlike the V8, you need never be cautious with the throttle, as the rear axle is rarely, if ever, overburdened. It's a faithful car that gets closer to the sublime handling of a Boxster or Kingman than ever. But not close enough to beat them, and in becoming so accomplished, it loses the boisterous, mischievous charm of the V6s and V8s. There's not a bad car in the range, in summary. But basically, the more you spend, the more exciting an F-Type you'll end up with. There's logic there, undoubtedly, on the inside, layout, finish and space. Jaguar F-Type convertible interior. It's of strict two-seater, where interior storage is at a premium and boot capacity is sadly lacking. It's not just small in size either. The rear compartment's flat, shallow shape isn't ideal. But what an interior it has, though. The driver-centric layout looks fabulous. There's a joystick-style gear selector for the autos and vents that pop out of the dash top. You can drop the roof at the press of a button, all the better to hear the larger engines crackle and roar. The V8 is truly thunderous, especially with the active exhaust in full A-Rude mode. One of the very best cars for a nighttime tunnel run. And like we say, the SVR is madder and louder still. "4 years after its launch, we reckon the F's interior has aged well. Impressive given how overly stylized it was to begin with. And JAG's constant product improvement means the poor infotainment system of earlier cars has made way for a far more intuitive touchscreen. It's not the best in class, but it's close enough to not bring the rest of the driving environment down. Owning, running costs and reliability. Jaguar F-Type convertible rear quarter. It's a sports car, so surely some rationality needs to go out the window. Still, if you're being sensible, the 2.0 liters 163 grams kilometer of CO2 and near 40 miles per gallon fuel economy do make this a car your head can agree with your heart on. Even if your heart still pines for a 25 miles per gallon V8. If this will be your only car, bear in mind its slim luggage space. Take it on a trip away, and you'll have to pack strategically, or buy the coupe and its width. The F-Type sneaks under the 2-meter mark, but and it feels a very broad car when you're driving through urban gridlock or thudding over the central cat's eyes on a narrow rural road. We're sure you'd get used to it, but Porsche's rivals, while still pretty wide themselves, just feel easier cars to do mundane mooching about in. Arguably that means the F-Type feels more specialist as a result. Verdict, final thoughts and pick of the range, the Jaguar F-Type is a real cracker, and while not as practical as its Porsche rivals, has at least as much charm. Probably more. Could a car ever live up to as much hype as the F-Type garnered before its launch? Probably not. But it gets impressively closed, and 4 years after its launch, we don't think its appeal has waned. With the constant introduction of new engines, tech and transmission options, its appeal is probably broader than ever. Sitting here without an order form open, we urge you to splash out on a V8 with AUG, but the fact there are so many other options to suit most other budgets, over £50k, obviously, is to be commended. There's not a bad car in the range, and whichever one you choose, there's something about the way an F-Type looks, feels and sounds that elevates it above the larger Jaguar XKs it has superseded. It's a great car,